Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of the irae. So, let's just go to the episode without talking much, I guess, because I'm interested in what's going to happen in Murray Road. So, yeah, let's just go in, I guess, and yeah, figure out stuff. Let's go. After watching Grand Fuji leave the church grounds, Trifa slowly turned around. Then he spoke in a solemn tone, with no hint of parting grief.
お待たせしましたね。茶番は終わりです。
Okay.
ベイ、マレウス、レオンハルト、バビロン、そしてトバルカイン。
No one showed themselves, but there was no doubt that all were listening. Thus, the priest continued.
じき、夜が明ける。その時をもって本格的な開戦とします。もはややめぬし、邪魔も入れぬ。
So, is the volcano actually conscious in this yet? Like, in this time period? Maybe he lost his, like, you know, himself, like, a bit later? Maybe? Or, like, soon, actually, because it's been, like, after the den? Or he just, like, mentioned him because he's here, and that's it.
存分に狂い乱れるがよろしかろう。今現在開いたスワスチカは2つ。そのどちらもハイドリヒ教へ捧げる有資格者を書いている。第1はキルヒアイゼン教、第2はシュピーネ。この2つにおいて黄金の恩恵は誰にも授けられることはない。だが残り6つ、そして我らもまた6人。まあ無駄に欲をかかなければハイドリヒ教は血を望んでおられる。あのお方は昔と何ら変わっていない。そのまずは5つ。
With a cheer of a bard chanting a poem, Trifa continued.
すなわちこれより3つ開くことを許可します。ただし同日のうちに行うのは避けなさい。早い者勝ちですが、そこは守らねば核の身が保たぬ。重複しても2つまで。虐殺よりも戦争を。汝ら皆に幸いあれ。
Interesting. Why would he give them permission to open only 3? Doesn't they all, like, we know that Trifa don't really want Reinhardt back, but the rest of them want to. So why would they open only 3 because Trifa asked them that? Isn't that, like, weird for them? Like, normally they would be like, hey, why we can only open 3? Like, come on, we need 5. 5 more, and Reinhardt is back. This is weird. Huh. The rest is understandable, like, the core, Summonkind can, like, handle more than 1 open at a time. That makes sense, but the thing about the 3 ones? Huh, this is weird.
Jeek入る。
Jeek入るビクトリア。
The united cheer as the queue they began to scatter, seeing them off without even looking at them. Trifa lowered his voice, letting out a silent chuckle.
まったくこれは救いがなく、かつ面倒なことになってまいりましたよ。もはや是非もないですね。優雅にたばかりなどと言える時期も終わりましたが。
Indeed, from now on there would be no peace. With the grey of morning as its head out, Sohara's city was about to transform into a hellish warfield. Okay, yeah, just as expected. Rote Spinne. Sacrament End. I wonder why he mentioned that only he's letting them open 3. Like they need 5 to bring back Reinhardt, so I have a feeling like I don't know, are like older LDO members also like don't want Reinhardt back or something? They like betraying him as well? I don't think that's the case. This is weird, why they do not react on that information. Huh. The surroundings welcome their master with a fall into a deadly silence, leaving only the flutter of his mantle and the echo of his own march to the dominance the sound space. Yeah, so this is after the talk with Ren. Reinhardt is back to his castle, polished to a mirror sheen and cleaned to even the tiniest speck of dust. The flooring was made of the pristine marble, or so it seemed. Though part of it lay beneath the scarlet carpet, presenting a path fit for royal down, the center of the space. Not a single seam was in sight. It brought to an observer's mind the notion that the entirety was carved from the singular colossal crack and nothing more. Of course, that notion offended reason. That notion offended reason. For anyone with even the slightest hint of architectural knowledge understood that covering an area of at least 500 square meters with a single piece of metal, thick or thin, was impossible from a transportation standpoint. Yeah, but yeah, this was like somewhere like in some undefined place and magic, so yeah. Therefore, the next idea the observer would get was that the lack of the visible seams was due to a masterful alignment of the marble patterns, though that was only under the assumption that the floor was indeed the marble it appeared to be. Escorted guests away? Oh, so they... Okay, so that was like... Okay, so they let Mari out, I think. So it was not like Reinhardt to just shoot her like to Ren. He just like opened the door, I guess, and the people from inside the castle just like push her away or something. It was his castle, the realm of his throne, the world he created. The realm of his throne, the world he created for his own sake, an unearthed land untouched by the ordinary. Thus the very expectation of familiar building materials was the mistake. Indeed, to the standard eye, it was nothing but a castle, a magnificent, luxurious palace. Yet for some reason, it felt as dark and down as a catacomb. All hint of that which could be called life was thoughtfully exterminated. Yeah, like, when he activates his, like, 3rd degree, then you have, like, bunch of, like, bones and skeletons going out of the walls. So yeah, not much life left is, like, here. Everything within under a thick veil of stillness, silence, chill and gloom. For all the magical majesty the castle boasted, it was a far cry from a perfect fit for its gaudy golden lord. If anything, it was more suited for his dearest friend. Oh. Interesting.
事前演習の一環としては期待だが、客が客だ。緩んだタガを締め直す役には立つ。ことによればケイラ、身を保てずに離散するやもと思っていたがな。
ご冗談を。
The kneeling woman with the half of her face, a war-torn wasteland really smiled and replied to her master.
確かにおっしゃる通り、脅威に値するとは思いましたが。しかし、
無茶と冗談総動員みたいな人なら、僕ら毎日見てるでしょ。
Okay. Her line was continued by the lean, one-eyed boy with silver hair, Though he was kneeling as the woman was, the tone of his voice and his expression showed no hint of formality. By no means, however, did that mean he didn't respect his master. If his cheery smile like a wag of the tail, and his untrained words like the merry bark, he was the image of a puppy frolicking around its owner.
あれって何です？クラフトの女なんでしょ？はっきり言ってわけわかんないですね。
それは彼女がという意味か、シュライバー。
はい、ハイドル卑怯。そうじゃありません。僕がわかんないのは彼の主義というか。
Replying to his militaristic expression, the Russian boy Wolfgang Schreiber tilted his head to the side and searched his minimal vocabulary for words that would serve the description of his impressions.
あの子はよどみがない。真っ白です。それをゲッツェとして崇めたり、親切に泥の靴跡残したいっていうなら、まあ珍しくはないからわかるんですよ。
Pure. So like she never killed anyone? That's what he mean? Like he cannot understand why she has such a powerful soul, I guess? Why she can like create such a powerful Aknerbere without like killing anyone, I guess, right? That's a very good question.
でもクラフトは自分じゃ何もしないじゃないですか。額に入れて飾るでも触れるでもなく他人任せ。そそらない女への適当な扱いにしか見えませんよ。もっとこう男性的征服欲ってやつですか？あと所有欲とかそういうのあってしかるべきじゃないんですかね。
Or he just mean that, okay.
僕には理解できません。
To this boy, everything but his master and himself was a target for his slaughter, and he didn't even have a scale for the feeling of attraction. The words he spoke was based on objectivity and prevailing perceptions. They were an outsider's look into the phenomenon of male action towards attractive females. He said that he didn't understand, but in actuality, there wasn't a single thing he could understand. His expressions were better described as a knowledge of phenomena or lack of it. The shape of Karl Kraft's love just happened to be outside of Schreiber for knowledge, nothing more. Reinhard was fully aware of his retainer's abnormality. The boy was equal to the insect with a human mind. So Schreiber also have like limited foreknowledge? Does every Einherjar have it? Like in some like minimal form? I mean, that would make sense, right? I mean, actually, yeah, because Reinhardt have foreknowledge, right? And if they are like from Reinhardt, like parts of Reinhardt, then they should have like this ability, at least to some degree. Or better, a machine. One that was open to the installation of the new programs. Though feeling was still alien to him, it was possible to get him to know what it was.
もう方、自然をめでる感覚に近いのだろうよ。あるいはエデンの園というやつかな。
Therefore, Reinhardt taught his human-looking inhuman subordinate of his dear friend values, or at least his own take on them. Nature. Okay.
そうした意味で男女の営みという概念ではないのさ。カールを人がましく見ようとする K の視点は面白いが、それは徒労だな、シュライバ
ー。Yeah.
つまりペット同士交配させて遊ぶってやつですか？でもそれって、ああ。
Schreiber struck his palm with his fist, like he reached some sort of conclusion. The crimson one remained silent as she knit her brows. Reinhardt went on a whisper, smirking atop his
ー。
throne.
意志は流れいずり、天地創造。もって形をなし動き出す。
Divine creation from nation of will as well as the formation that makes it spring alive. I wonder if formation he mean like... I may dig like too deep into these sentences, but does he mean like maybe formation as like Aknerbere formation? So... Because just like... Because we talked about this in the comments before, like... There's no way like just having like Ren to be like replacement for Mercurius and like, you know, learn love for Mari in place of Mercurius. It's not like the full story there because there's no reason to like do a lot of stuff otherwise. So I don't know, as Mercurius wants to like create Aknerbere from like two Aknerberes, like he wants to like have like Ren, who's like his replacement and is Aknerbere, and Mari, who's like his love and also like one of the strongest souls he could find, get together and have a kid, and he will then like take the kid or something for some reason, and the kid will become the Witcher.
思うに、つまりそういうことなのであろうよ。蛇は楽園を追われる。
Seven will be expelled from paradise. Yeah, and the serpent is Mercurius. Right? Yeah, because this is the beast and the serpent. If I remember correctly. Or the serpent was the... No, the Adlers were the eagle. Okay.
で、それはそうと、一人足りんな。
Yeah, where's Machina? The Imperial Guard that served the Lord of this abnormal castle amount to 3, and yet that only 2 were present.
勇気が出たか。
みたいですね。もう我慢できないんじゃないですか？
Hmm?
なるほど。
Okay. Though Schreiber talked as it didn't concern him, it wasn't hard to perceive the rage within. There was little doubt that the removal of the single layer of his skin would unleash the rampaging beast he really was.
ならば相手をしてやれ、シュライバー。増票連れを一個軍ほふったところで、マキナは満足などすまい。
Okay, so Machina decided to get summoned to the like Shambhala, right? To Suhara City. So last time it was Samuel who got first, now it's Machina who got first.
それを言うなら、誰が相手でも彼は満足なんかしないでしょう。
Pretty much.
大事の前だ。あれに殺されてはたとえこの城内でも面倒になる。K ならそうやすやすと死にはすまい。
His master words made him hang his head and grin widely. Then with a shiver in his arms and shoulders, the whole of his body started to boil with uncontrollable desire.
わかりましたよ。ですが、ハイドリヒ卿。
無論、試し合いではない。殺し合い。共に加減などケイラはできまい。
So basically, okay, first I thought like maybe they will create some kind of battle that Machina can take part in, actually, like with like normal humans, or like fight Ren, like make the arrangements, and Schreiber will help with that. But Schreiber is actually in the like previous road as well. He's like pretty much, yeah, he's a beast who's just like loving slaughter and everything. When he was like he was unleashed, he just like ran through the bridge and just like destroyed everything. So yeah, they're both like just murdering everyone. So basically in this road we are going to see Machina versus Schreiber. Okay. So Machina can destroy the core, like the principle of the power of Aknerbere, right? Can rewrite stuff, if I remember correctly. Something like this. Like he hit like Mari and something that blocked Mari and Ren just got destroyed, and like he lost Mari then and stuff. So he's like extremely dangerous. But on the other hand, we have Schreiber, who's like infinitely fast. So I have a feeling like Schreiber might win. Because if Machina cannot hit him, then he cannot destroy him, right? That's what I think for now. That Schreiber is pretty much in the winning position on this one. Machina might be strong and stuff. Machina even like, come on, can destroy Reinhardt. But the problem is it gets to Reinhardt, and in this case, it gets to Schreiber.
それで枠がかけるとなればそれまでのことよ。
ヤボール。
With a dash as quick as his response, the frenzied Albedo left to where the Iron Nigredo was. Left alone with her master, the Crimson Rubedo displayed no feelings about her comrades as she continued her iron silence. Self-assertion was pointless. A loyal subject does nothing but what the master orders. Also, what happens if we lose one of the colors? Because we lost colors before, right? Did we now? No, wait. We only lost colors like Rubedo, Nigredo, Albedo inside the castle last time when they were fighting here, so they were really not that lost. They were like still in the castle and to be like revived, right? What if they actually lose one of the colors, like of the main colors? Is it still possible to open the thing to bring back Reinhardt then? Because Reinhardt doesn't care, like, just like, yeah, I can wait. So he doesn't care if Machina is dead or not. I wonder, what would happen if they actually lose one of them? Like in outside world. Actually, wait. There was someone who lost and went to the back to the castle, right? Did Samir lost? I forgot. Can you remind me if one of them like died in the... Oh, Schreiber died from Trifa. But that was like Reinhardt Lance, so I guess like he was like tucked into the castle back, so... Yeah.
ザミエル。
はっ
Lawful order was about to come, and regardless of what it was, the woman would bear no question, as she would execute it with most thoughtfulness. The state of affairs did not allow her to mess about, so she took up the role of the device meant to complete tasks with optimal efficiency. Even if it was a device that brought only destruction and violence.
第5は K の手で開け。多少無理もあろうが、少々強引に出て構わん。皇族が潜りやすいよう、道を大きくしておけよ。
So... Trifa somehow knew what Reinhardt is going to do? Because Trifa let them open the 3 things. And Reinhardt just made like the 4th one with Machina and Schreiber. And he'll leave Samuel to open the 5th one. They communicated? They knew about each other's plans?
しかるのち、カールの大隊と遊んでやれ。K のローゲでな。
Okay.
すがいい。
ヤボールマインヘル
With those words and the reverent nod, Rubedo stood up, bowed and distanced herself from the throne. Then, as if signaled by her leave, the walls, flooring and ceilings waved and shook as they started to go after her. It was cry of those charging into war. An army war of souls got torn away from the castle and marched into the battlefield under Rube's command.
さて、彼女は加減を知らんぞ。芯のない生蔵ならば溶け落ち砕ける。これが正念場というところかな。
Okay. Resting upon his throne, Reinhard smirked as the castle shivered under the weight of his legion, an army numbering in millions, all aligned with craving for the S era. Oh, and how close it was, just a little. They all had to wait just a little more. Nachzerer? Okay, some German word, I guess. Someone in the comments, please help. I don't know what that means. And we are back to the happy city. It already gotten bright by the time I reached the city center. At a glance, the morning scenery of the town seems untouched from its usual appearance, making the night's event feel like a bad nightmare. However, I knew that was the naive sentimentality on my part, nothing more. Bunch of Nazi psychos had most certainly infested my home ground, and all those normal people were in mortal danger despite not even suspecting a thing. If I was an adult with no actual position in society, I would do all I could to evacuate the place. Unfortunately, I was just another kid in the eyes of the public, with no power to move the people. I had no choice but to grit my teeth and go along with this bastard's wars game. The lives of everyone in this town were my chips in the poker game of death, where folding was not an option. I couldn't help wishing to go to prostrate and apologize to every single one of the businessmen and the jogging students bustling through the morning streets. It might not have been directly my fault, but I was still the one playing with their lives. Unbeknownst to them, even if I won, this feeling of guilt wouldn't fade. Unbeknownst? Wow, that's another word I never heard. Like, I can imagine what it means, but I never actually heard that word. Wow. Unbeknown, like unknown, basically. Still, this wasn't the time to be getting too philosophical. I needed to dedicate all my time to averting the worst possible outcome of this fucked up situation. Forgetting myself in the woe is me routine wasn't gonna help anyone. I calmed myself. The best thing I had to do now was learn more about the bastards. And I needed someone to help me in that, regardless of how much I hated the idea of it. It seems like Shiro and Hojo knew significantly more about the Obsidian Round Table than I did. Plus, at least according to Father Trifa, they should still be alive, no doubt, hanging out in that club of theirs. I had to find them, exchange information, and come up with a proper plan before anything unexpected happened again. Time was of the essence. So, how did he got there last time to the den? But they were in the den already. So you know where they are, so why you say like you need to find them? If you think they're in there, then just go there. Mari pulled on my sleeve, urging me to turn around, as I did. Oh, Ren and Kasumi, okay. Oh, right. Friends of Ren and Kasumi, yeah. Mari pointed at a group of students from my school. At least, judging by their uniforms, it was still a bit early for class, so they probably belonged to one of those clubs with morning practice. Clubs? Morning practice? Well, most of such activities put on hold because of the decapitation murders. That's a good point. I didn't catch that. That's a very good point. What the fuck? There was one idiot who ignored the warnings, but any students with at least a shred of common sense would be holed up in their homes at this hour. Besides, wasn't today Sunday? Okay, this is getting weirder. What the fuck? My own stupidity left me mentally speechless. How long had I been locked up underground exactly? I never ever tried to check how much time I'd spent unconscious since the battle at the bridge. I stopped myself, realizing she would have no concept of dates anyway. I gaped at Mari for a few moments, unable to form sensible words, before figuring to check my pockets. Okay, so he just wanted to ask for a date. What is the date? Okay. Okay, so he thinks it's Sunday, but it's probably like Monday or something. My phone was gone. I suspect there was little to be surprised about. I mean, I was captured and locked up in a dungeon, following a long and strenuous battle. If I didn't drop the phone mid-fight, they would have taken it away from me while I was unconscious. I looked around in panic and discovered a convenience store nearby. I promptly stopped inside, as declared about today's date. I actually shot correctly into Monday, okay. God damn it, I've been unconscious for a whole day. I left the store in a hurry, almost crashing into Mari, who followed me in confusion. And at top speed, there's not a second to waste. What, you want to go to school now? You need to like get your uniform? Also, what are you going to do with Mari? Last time you could go to school like without problems because Mari was like in your weapon, right? Yeah. So, are we getting like Mari like some of like Kasumi cloaks maybe? And she's like acting as like transfer student? Oh, or that. Okay, that makes sense. Right, I forgot about Kasumi. Not waiting for the answer, I dashed down the street. Just get to my hand. I mean, okay, we don't have the... Like, I still think about this, like, if they get attacked, what will happen? This is like one of the mysteries to me. So we'll see like it sooner or later, I guess, but Ren doesn't have the guillotine right now. It got shattered. His weapon got shattered. So where Mari is going to enter? Like, he have like no weapon to use. Before I could get too far, however, she caught me by a sleeve, nearly making me crash into the pavement as I lost my footing. My first thought was to shake her hand off, but then I realized... Alright, of course. I couldn't leave her to wander the streets alone. I would lose my cool. I'd lost my cool there for a second. Still didn't change the fact we had to hurry. Mari is so sweet. So gentle. I had no idea how long her endurance would last, but in the worst case scenario, I could just carry her in my arms. We're past the point where we could afford minding the eyes of the strangers. I grabbed Mari by the hand and began my mad dash down the street for real. My heart was jackhammering like a damn fire bell. Kasumi would run right into Sakura and Ruisauka if she went to school today. And now that I had established myself as their opposition, that meant mortal danger for her. I had to do everything in my power to protect her. Yeah, Kasumi at this point still don't remember a thing, right? What happened? I felt dazed at my own hypocrisy. I've been passing countless other students heading to school on my way home. Yet here, I was completely ignoring them, while only caring about saving Kasumi. She was the only person at school I could still call a friend. Now that Himuro had basically turned out to be one of them, in a way, Kasumi was now my Achilles heel. I mean, from the dialogue there, you could say that she's not actually, like, really one of them. But it's okay, whatever you say, Ren. She kinda is, but kinda don't want this, so yeah. That was my excuse for prioritizing her above the rest. The other students would be no use to them as hostages, which placed Kasumi in greatest danger. Still, yeah, you left like everyone else to die, basically. The truth was that I simply devaluated human lives. I cared little about people whose names I didn't know, if the alternative means losing Kasumi. Mere moments ago, I was pondering the safety of the entire town, and now that I found myself cornered, I abandoned it all in a heartbeat. And this game of self-blame was as hypocritical as everything else about me. No matter how much I cried over it being a tough choice, I never even considered the possibility of sacrificing Kasumi. In which case, I had to stop wallowing in self-pity and stick to my guns like a man. Aww. Wow, Kasumi... I think I'm going to like this road. Mari is like... I don't know. I wasn't crying, but I might if you keep that up. So please stop prodding me, I'm begging you. Mari gave my hand a firm but gentle squeeze. Just a while ago, she was goofing around like a kid. Yet now she consoled me. Something really had happened to her. She really changed. Right now, though her abrupt change in personality ended up helping me out. She was right, I could depend on her now. When everything's over, let's go eat. That crazy parfait again. Yeah, in the tower. And it would be even better if Kasumi, Humuro, Shiro and Honjo could join us as well. None of us should be able to blame me for hoping for such a future. And so, after a few minutes of running, we reached our apartment complex. Jumping 3 steps at a time, I flew to her door and started banging on it. Maybe she's already on the road, and you just didn't saw her. I honestly felt like Yakuza debt collector for a second, but I was beyond caring. Getting no response, I tried the doorknob. It turned without resistance. Well, shit, that's bad. With seeing anxiety gnawing at my heart, I took a step inside the room. She's not here? That's bad? That's bad? She's somewhere. She already went out. The room was completely empty, just as Mari had said. I tried looking through the hall leading to my room, but there was no one there either. Yep, pretty much. That made no sense. It was too early. The clock had been pointing at 7 o'clock in the morning, yet she only even did her kendo thing after school. That club didn't have morning practice. Okay, that's weird, but it's still possible that something, like, you know, she's like worried or something, and she just left. Or she's captured already. It's one of these two things. Either captured or she was like worried and something happened, and she just like, without thinking, just like, you know, woke up before the clock and just go to school. It happens sometimes, like, you just like wake up before the clock and you're like, yeah, you know what, I can just go. It happens. Yeah, so she's in her uniform. Mari has been looking over the room behind me back. Pointed out that Kasumi's uniform was gone. I found a spare in the closet, but the one she would always wear was definitely not in the room. She must have left wearing it. There was no other way to explain it. Or she's captured by Shiro and Honjo. In other words,
遅かったのか。
couldn't think of another possibility. But in that case, it seems that odd we never ran into her on our way here. It makes no sense for her to abruptly change her usual route she took to school. But then how early could she have left?
追いかける
Yeah, that's a good point.
いや、
Something wasn't right here. Normally it would make the most sense to try and catch up to her, but I began to doubt if she ever left for school at all. Her door being unlocked was fishy enough. Kasumi might not have been the most fussable person in the world, but she at least knew how to lock her damn door. Maybe it's actually Honjo who captured her. Maybe it's the time for her to be captured. Like in the previous roads. It's a bit different circumstances, I guess, because Ren is like not exactly in the den, and they don't have this conversation and all, but might be. Could she have been kidnapped then? Where would they keep her? Just as the welling anxiety in my chest had peaked and was about to explode. Oh, the phone call? Startled by the sudden sound of the phone, Mari latched onto my shoulders, sending both of us tumbling down to the floor. Okay. Wait, sure, that hard, but I'm about to get choked here, so get off me already.
何何あれ
It's just a goddamn everyday phone. Wait, phone?
マリ、頼む、どいて。
何やだ何か光ってるよ怖い
Yeah, we need that light.
お前の胸の方がよっぽど怖えよ。
Yeah. If possible, I wanted to avoid getting smothered by those things. That was the cutest thing ever. Kian? Wow. Mari's so good. I'm glad that we have like a road with more of Mari. That's good. I like it. I showed Mari a sight. You had shown no sign of letting go of my head, and took a closer look at Kasumi's blinking phone. The phone's LED screen displayed an unknown number.
あれだ。
I had a bad feeling about this, considering everything we'd found out so far. It could very well have been a ransom call for the kidnappers.
マリ、どう思う？
She thinks it's scary. I hope that her inexplicable intuition could help us on this matter, but
お前
what? Are you self-conscious of your melons now because Ren called them that? Don't worry, Mari. You are still no match for Lisa in that matters. I think. Probably. I had no idea what was up with her, but she seems completely out of it. Still crumpled to the floor and mumbling to herself.
お前お前って呼ばれた
What? Why you're happy? What's happening? What? I wish you could have at least taken care to hide her panties. Trying to discuss things with her in that state seems to be a waste of effort, so I instead taken my attention to the phone. I figured ignoring it was out of the question. For all I knew, the situation might have been grown worse and worse every second I wasted.
もしもし。
Okay, who's there? I sealed myself and picked up the receiver. Is it Shiro?
どちらさんで？
And then? It is Shiro, definitely. He's like, yeah, he's trying to not say anything. He's like, In that moment I learned that the stars aligned right. Even those most petulant could crack. Patient could crack.
ざけんなよてめえ！
So they did kidnap her. What the hell is this? Now I feel like a dumb idiot. Those brain-dead bastards.
何どうしたのレン
Mari peeked out from behind my shoulder. I handed her the receiver in silence. She took a deep breath, calmed down, and pressed it against her ear.
これどう
Yes.
するの
I don't feel like explaining the entrances of phones to her right now. Well, I suppose my anger was uncalled for. If anything, I should have felt thankful for those two bastards. I was merely trying to vent my frustration on someone. I was fully aware of that.
その声マリーちゃん
Yeah.
あんたも無事だったんだねよかったよかった
It was just that abrupt change of mood sort of made me crack. I ended up running around in panic for absolutely no reason, like some dumb idiot. And so the only option left to me at this point was completely lose in my shit. I should have known blockhead number 2 would be just as reckless as number 1. Birds of a feather, those two.
夏美ちゃん私が拉致っといたから安心してもらっておいでなんか今もギャーギャーギャーギャーわめいてるしさ説明責任果たしなさいよ色男ってそこのブスくれてる人に言っといて
Okay.
じゃこの通話が終わると同時にその電話機は爆発しますという発信音が鳴った後
Poor Mari.
うるさい黙れお前絶対いつかパクられるからな日本警察なめんなよバカ
Oh yeah. I slammed the receiver down so hard to shook the table. What is it, Mari?
いやマリ本当に爆発なんかしないから
They believe her. Oh, I just realized this part of her outfit. That's very nice. I considered Mari, who had been covering in the corner, pressing her palms against her ears, and took a sigh. She seems to have remained childlike and blindly trusting, despite the recent changes that occurred in her. I was better off keeping jokes to myself around her.
大丈夫なの
ああだいたいどんな仕組みで家電を遠隔爆破させられるんだっていう
The fuck?
するのかよ
It wasn't a huge explosion of anything, but flames. Fumes burst out of the receiver after a relatively loud cracking noise. What the fuck? They actually did something to the phone. Okay, I cannot believe it. Oh god damn it. I just cannot believe it. What the fuck, Ellie? What? Why? That Honja, was she out of her mind?
嘘つき
I didn't know! Who would believe that?
あそのまあごめん
I felt it unfair that I had to be one to apologize, but at least I knew Kasumi was safe. Or rather as safe as one could be around us two. Although in that case, it made the explanation of the situation that she apparently demanded an extreme troublesome and complicated affair, which I could rather very much avoid. However, escapism wasn't really an option for me, so we took off to the club and got there in about an hour. A normal person would assume that the door to the nightclub would never be open this early in the morning, but the bulky man standing there just silently let us through. That was probably the bouncer. Despite having the build of the pro wrestler, he seems no mere than a paper machine tiger to me. Surely that was understandable. I mean, I just walked out of a no-joke literal hive of monsters, and when that happened to be larger than average might have made me feel meek before, but there wasn't even a hint of fear within me now. Hell, I actually felt peaceful. Mari had always been dense to such things, and this time was no different. She nonchalantly followed me, while showing no particular reaction to the whole huge bouncer. And so...
やあおかえり
Yep, welcome back! And the rest will continue in the next episode. So yeah, thanks for joining for this episode. We got hilarious scene inside Katsumi like place. That was like wow. Wow, Ellie, what the fuck? We are so going to scream at you. We are so going to. Oh, and Mari changed so much. Mari is so sweet. I love it. She's like the kind soul, basically. She feels like she's there for Ren, if you know what I mean. Like, she knows like what's going Ren through, and she's like calming him down, everything, you know. like actual partner for him. This is interesting. Maybe I wonder if it's because she actually like cares actually about Ren, or maybe she's knowing that he's like replacement for Cagliostro, or maybe oh. Well, anyway, that will be it for this episode. Yeah, thank you for joining. Leave up a like if you like the episode. Comments are yours, and subscribe for more of this era. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. So thank you everyone, and for now, Pocket Watch is going out.